Yeah, you're right. I could have. What I can also do is take a look at this. What's in here? I don't know where I'm going, by the way. Like, I have no idea. I assume if I had gone up the stairs, I would have found, like, a locked door, and now... Come on. Alright, not that way. Not that way either, I guess. This was just a red herring. Damn it, Fred. Now do I go in here? Was it unbreakable because I didn't see that it was a place that I needed to go? Apparently I am. Apparently I'm trapped here forever. I don't think that I can get back the way I came. I think I'm screwed. Oh, I just open it. Why? Why? Where does this go? Ah, okay. I'm in shaft 12. Okay. There's mining carts. Cart and tracks for transporting ore. As far as I know, they use the same setup to this day. To this very day. Pretty closed up. I can't get out that way. I may never get out. I mean, probably. I mean, let's face it. This is a horror game. You're probably going to die. Chains are holding the cart in place. Okay. I mean, I can definitely take care of that, but let me look down here real quick. I see. I getcha. I getcha. This wall is new. The cement's almost wet. Can't even put up more than a week ago. What the hell? Let's stand out of the way, just in case. There we are. Do I need to do anything with this? No. I can just push the cart. There we go. Fly, my pretty, fly! Crazy Red, you here? Stacks of books. They're a mixture of industrial reference material and scientific journals. Sorry I broke down your thing. Oh god, there's a graboid over there. Pretty well battered, very little still readable. I got it though. I'll take a look at it in a minute. Do you mean bail, William? A 60s microscope, functional for research purposes, but we've come a long way since these were common. Can I... Ah! Any other lights? Check the slideshow in a second. Nothing, really? Hundreds of newspaper clippings, all to do with biomedical sciences, local wildlife, or field studies. Can't take that. Ugh. Must be a smaller species of worm thing that I saw earlier, just a juvenile. It's been dissected, the internal organs removed. Couldn't be much older than that wall it demolished. No. Can I not just read it? No. Apparently not. Alright. Let's do this. A cohort. Man with no name. It is he who opens this gateway to hell. A grin on his face. He is terrible indeed. He watches the men writhe and turn. Still, Father looks on. Something vital in his hand. When I use these now, I feel as if I'm not the only one. It's getting crowded in there. Like I'm just one visitor of many. Strange thing is, they all seem familiar. Images and notes relating to the gray rock worm. This thing is big for an invertebrate. Also known as graboid. Hey look, I don't have a shadow. Oh my god, I'm a ghost! Badly faded, but it looks like a close-up view of some species of annelid. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the worm. The mess statistics and crude drawings on this chalkboard. They all relate to large species of annelid. Yeah, it's the worm. Again, it's the worm. There's locked. Looks like there's something stuck in the keyhole. Key's still in the lock. Can I bash it down? Ah. Poking the key out isn't going to achieve anything. I need a way to collect it from under the door once I push it. Oh, okay. The old newspaper keyhole trick. A half-inch gap under the door, but the connecting room's pitch black. Yay. Okay. Hello?
While you hunt for those delicate, melt-in-your-mouth mousy morsels,
yes.
There are places you should not go, for fear of death.
Yes.
The Reaper lives here, just like you and I. And
yes.
Just like you and I, he must ingest the living flesh of those less fortunate. There is a small place that I do not want you to visit, even on your holidays, because it is dark and evil place that I've been. When the darkness has overwhelmed my small decaying mind, some bad things flowed from my mind and through my pen. The brilliant blue ink itself seemed to turn to blood into my grace. And by the way, should you turn peckish, red is at its finest sautéed with a little engine oil.
Okay, yeah, something violent went on here. I'm going to, what is this door? Odds are I'm going to have to actually go in there. Medical notes, they look to have been disturbed recently. Son of a bitch, I'm going to have to go in there, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going there. There's this thing to save again. There's only one green-blooded, land-dwelling creature big enough to loose this much blood. I don't see many skink lizards hanging about. Let's, I was hoping that there was a light switch. Oh, there is a light switch. It's writing scrawled everywhere. Must be in ultraviolet ink. Definitely the product of a deranged mind, but whose? I mean, we literally just heard Red say that he's the one who did this. Artificial habitat. Those things look like they're long dead. I think I know how they felt not being able to get out. So what does it say? Also, there's these things. There's death and disease down here. I suppose slugs were inevitability. Those are big-ass friggin' slugs. Can I open these? I can. Is there any reason to open these up? Can I, is there any, like... No loot in there. Oh. Professor. These are the biomedical journals of Dr. J. Peters, MSc PhD, completed between the dates of 30th March 1969 and 1st January 1972, at the Northwestern Research Station within the Northwestern Iron Mine with the permission of Delta Mining Corp. Location of selected extracts left at the disposal of mine foreman. Subject of study, genus Rhyacophila? Commonly gray rock worm, aka graboid. Aim to investigate the abnormal presence of the caddis in the Greenland rock. Method, collection of samples, if indeed they can be identified correctly. A standard series of testing, observation, and dissection. Personal notes: upon arriving at the mining facility, I was immediately stunned by the sheer volume of fauna that finds a way of life down here, despite the conditions. In general, one would assume that species whose natural habitat is past a certain depth would find the intrusion of human activity too great a threat to remain in place. However, almost the exact opposite seems to be the case in this instance. It is curious that certain areas of the mine appear to be entirely without life of any kind, and yet other deeper areas are teeming, and, were the situation permitting, I would embrace the opportunity to commit further time to the study of these organisms. However, the purpose of my stay here shall be continue to be the genus Rhyacophila graboids. Me? Ah, finally some writing paper. Look at me, just using up the pages to scroll down whatever comes into my head. Ha! What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper? No matter. It's paper all the same. I can finally record what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. It must be near the end of 2001 by now. Huh, I wonder where the Christmas was. When Christmas was. I mean, it's on December 25th. It's always on December 25th, I'm just saying. No matter. Too tired to write now. We'll rest a little first. See the other side. So I'm reading like both sides of the papers. Samples collected. The collection process has been far easier than I anticipated. The setup of the artificial environment for the rock worm went out without a hitch, and the specimens themselves are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size, perhaps even beyond recorded size, and I can only assume that this is due to lack of some natural predator down here. Specimens as follows: 3 adults in the artificial habitat, 2 level infants dead. And the other side of that. Been out here 2 days now. Was meaning to record events every day, but was too busy securing the area. This is Red, I assume. I'm not going to do his accent. I don't think I can do his accent. I've used some supplies from the old mining system to wall myself in here. It seems as safe a place as any. So those things should at least stay put for a little while. To that end, it seems that I've had a pretty lucky stumbling here. All this old research is about something similar to what's been hunting me ever since I escaped that shelter 4 days ago. Don't get me wrong, after what they did to me back there, I'd rather be facing anything else. After almost a year of fighting for our lives, we didn't really stand a chance anyway. We don't know how many are left inside. But this is good. These notes might have some way to fight the things. The rockworms that followed me here, I don't know how they knew I was coming, or how they managed to follow me in the dark. Maybe I can work that out now. I found some old newspaper clippings. I guess they're referring to this mine. I had no idea it was so old, so big. You can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. It worries me, though. We'd been resting all our hopes of rescue on one of the scientists who escaped right near the start of it all. He got out almost as the chaos began, so we figured he might have made it out and brought help. Maybe me and him are due the same fate. Yeah, he died. He dead. He's just recently dead, to be fair. But he dead. I must record what's going on. Give the world the answers it needs so it doesn't fall prey to what's been released down here. First I need to worry about myself and find a way out of here and work out how to kill these worm things. New page. Observations. The creatures are indeed larger than has previously been recorded. The juveniles seem to be growing far beyond their natural limits, although the adults have now expired. I will watch with interest to see what the lifespan is of this particular subspecies. The worms appear to have 3 senses, as would be validated by previous research: taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch, which allows them to detect vibrations in the rock the same way that the human eye senses beams of light and processes them into spatial images. Their natural prey is insects, smaller than themselves, and heaven help those insects because the worm is a vicious and efficient killer. He's wrong. They have no sense of smell. Today I attempted to distract them with a concoction I found lying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem that they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can see in the dark. Damn, there's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm on their territory now. Lifespan is 3 days and counting. I can still hear them outside the wall. As an extra precaution, I've locked myself in the smaller study area connected to the main lab room. If they get through the wall, I doubt this door will stop them, but it's better than nothing, barely. Conclusions! This subspecies of genus graboid is highly adapted for its environment. If released above the surface, it seems likely that it would quickly destroy the existing rockworm population, and soon after that, the population would grow to a size far outstripping its own food supplies. Given its increase in size and lifespan already, due to unknown conditions, I would hypothesize that the worm, if left in such conditions for a reasonable period of time, perhaps 3,000 to 4,000 years, could grow up to be a further 3 inches, making it a total of almost 1 foot long. Really? That big, huh? You don't say. However, should these conditions change or indeed magnify, physical evolution could occur far more rapidly. Where did I get occupy from? It's the 5th day today, and I swear they have begun to surround my location. I can't tell whether or not they have breached the wall I built, but I'm certain that they've entered whatever area surrounds this room. The future looks increasingly bleak. I intended to record here the events of the past year, in the hope that perhaps what occurred could be contained or driven away. Now I realize I could write all I wanted. No one will ever make it down here to read it. So I write this now? Good question. I have no answer. All I do know is I'd rather take my own life than die at the jaws of those hideous monsters. I've tied a noose. These monsters may feed on my corpse but won't take my life. Maybe it's not red, although who else could it be? Can I read this? They left the blood. The darkness eats. Pain. Blood is deep, head is dying? Trying? Kying? I can't really read any of this. Seeds devour. Anything? No. Nothing in there either. Was he actually serious about needing to get some rats? Because I haven't really seen any for like a while. From the debris, I'd say something huge broke into the room not too long ago. There's blood and slime everywhere. Oh, I can't go there. Works for me. I don't really want to go there, so we're going to So let's think about this logically. I mean, like, is this like a... No. Graboid's got that guy. Obviously, because he locked himself in this room. There is a... He said it was a... he put a barrier. But this is only a week old, so he's been there, like, this whole time. So that guy's dead, probably. The guy who wrote that? So it can't be red. And yet... Who else? Who else is down here? I mean, red. But I mean... It seems to me like he said that there were only 2 people. Himself and the guy who ran. And we know what happened to the guy who ran. We saw it. Well, we saw the aftermath. Did I get anything good here? I mean, not really. Where else am I going? Do I just want to go out again? Yeah, it was Red Foreman, dumbass. Is there anything else here that I need to get? Hold on, let me go back in here just to be sure. It didn't seem like there was anything else in here, but... Like, I can't go in here, it looks like. Again, I'm just all kinds of glad for. There's these, but I can't really do anything with these. these horrible things, which I don't really want to deal with. Okay. Here's a new one. Copenhagen Post. Friday, 25th December. Christmas, yay! Superstition extinct, death mine still breathing. What an odd story to run on Christmas. A worker at the northwestern iron mine, Greenland, is missing, presumed dead as of midnight last night. Locals fear foul play. Mining now forms the largest single industry in Greenland. At 16 years old, the northwestern iron mine is a relatively new part of a larger complex, which also includes a lead operation, and is built on the site of an older mine, later converted into a military bunker and finally closed in 1952. The iron mine retains its excellent work record in spite of the recent disappearance of an as-yet unnamed worker. We have discovered that the man in question was a young laborer brought in from mainland Europe, possibly Denmark, and authorities on both sides of the strait are currently attempting to contact any family he may have left behind. The man disappeared 10 days ago, and the mine foreman has now exercised his power to declare him presumed dead. This decision, we are told, was not taken lightly. A full search of the mining operation was commissioned to no avail. Without the appropriate equipment for transport, the man could not have survived on the surface. While the superstition in Greenland has seen a decrease in popularity over the past years, some local inhabitants still claim that the land itself is cursed. This very paper ran a report almost 40 years ago to the day, discussing high suicide figures for the area. I think we saw that one. Findings at the time were considered to be inconclusive. I actually saw that one. We saw that paper earlier. Alright, I'm glad that I came back to see that, but there doesn't actually appear to be anything else here, so we're just gonna go back, and we're gonna try to go somewhere else? Don't know where else to go. Son of a bitch. Where's my notes? Been through the refinery. That's how we got to shaft 12. Shaft 13 we haven't actually been to yet, so I guess that's where we're going next. So I want to go second left. And that's a dog bear. That continues to be a dog bear. Okay. That's the dog over there as well. Where's it going? God, that dog's gonna come over here. I want to go basically all the way down this way. Don't know where that dog went, but there it is. Oh, oh, oh. Alright. So another way to possibly destroy the dogs. But I think we're just gonna go.